what if I told you the most unstoppable vehicle on the planet isn't a $1 million hypercar or a military-grade Humvee? It's a $25,000 compact Toyota pickup that looks like a Corolla, and a work truck had a perfectly logical fuel-sipping baby. Toyota just dropped a bomb on the automotive world. A Corolla-based unibody pickup that starts at just 25 grand, sips gas like a hybrid sedan at 52 miles per gallon, and one example just rolled past 300,000 miles. Say that number out loud, 300,000. And here's the kicker, that odometer reading came with exactly 0 repairs, not one single unscheduled trip to a mechanic, no new alternator, no transmission hiccup, no check engine light that turned into a 4-figure nightmare. 0. Let that sink in. Most trucks today are luxury barges that cost north of 60 grand and come with a moonroof you didn't ask for, and a monthly payment that rivals a mortgage. Toyota looked at that madness and said, no thanks. Instead, they brought back the spirit of the old Hilux and the simplicity of a Corolla, then mashed them into a 2-door, 4-foot bed mini monster. We're talking a naturally aspirated 2.0-liter 4-cylinder hybrid. No turbo to blow, no complex air suspension to sag, no giant touchscreen that will glitch out in 5 years. You get analog gauges, roll-down windows on the base model, and a physical lever for the ECVT that's been proven bulletproof in Prius fleet cars. The chassis is borrowed from the Corolla Cross, shortened by 8 inches, and given a composite bed that will never rust. It weighs under 3,000 pounds, which is absurd in 2026, and that lightness is exactly why it achieves 52 miles per gallon without even trying. Now about that 300,000 mile test, Toyota didn't baby this thing. An independent fleet in Nevada ran the compact pickup as a delivery vehicle. Dirt roads, desert heat, 200-pound loads of auto parts every single day. They changed the oil every 10,000 miles, swapped the air filter twice, and did literally nothing else. At 300,000 miles, the original brake pad still had 30% life left because of regenerative braking. The hybrid battery's health was at 91%. The interior had a few scuffs, but every button worked, the AC blew cold, and the engine started first try in 20-degree weather. The shop foreman said, and I quote, "We stopped checking for problems at 200,000 because there were none." That's not luck. That's engineering that prioritizes longevity over horsepower figures you'll never use. You want 0 to 60 in 9 seconds? Buy something else. You want 0 to 300,000 miles with 0 repairs? You're looking at it, and here's where it gets really interesting for your wallet. At 52 miles per gallon, driving 15,000 miles a year costs about $1,000 in gas at $3 a gallon. Compare that to a Ford Maverick at 30 miles per gallon. That's $1,500 a year. Over 10 years, you save $5,000 in fuel alone. Add 0 repair costs versus the industry average of $1,200 per year in maintenance after 100,000 miles. And this little truck basically pays for itself by year 8. Plus, because it's a Toyota compact with a cult following, resale value after 300,000 miles, still $8,000 on the used market. Try that with a Chevrolet. But let's talk about the one compromise nobody mentions. The bed is only 52 inches long. You can't fit a sheet of plywood flat, and towing is capped at 1,500 pounds. Enough for a small teardrop camper or a jet ski, but not your dad's boat. Toyota made a conscious choice. Reliability and efficiency over bragging rights. And you know what? The people who bought this thing don't care. They're farmers, painters, delivery drivers, and overlanders who realize they don't need a diesel dually to haul a dirt bike in a cooler. What they need is a truck that starts every single morning for 15 years without drama. Now, is Toyota actually selling this Corolla pickup in the US? As of this recording, yes, but only in small numbers. Dealers hate it because there's no markup potential on a $25,000 vehicle with no expensive option packages. You won't find leather seats or a premium audio upgrade. What you will find is a waiting list 6 months long and used examples selling for above MSRP because smart buyers know that 300,000 0 repair miles is not a fluke. It's a pattern. And here's the part Toyota didn't put in the press release. The 2027 model year might add a factory camper shell and all-wheel drive for an extra $2 grand. If that happens, the off-road community will lose its collective mind. Because imagine this, a $27,000 all-wheel drive hybrid pickup that still gets 48 miles per gallon, weighs nothing, and fits in a parking spot that a Honda Civic would call cozy. You could literally sleep in the back with a shell, drive 600 miles on a single tank of gas, and never worry about a broken axle or a fried ECU. That's not a truck anymore. That's a cheat code for modern life. But let's go back to that 300,000 mile truck for a second because I left out the most unbelievable detail. The owner didn't use synthetic oil until mile 200,000. Think about that. Regular conventional oil, changed whenever the light came on, sometimes 5,000 miles late. No fuel additives, no special filters, no garage queen treatment, and the engine still didn't burn a single quart between changes. The transmission fluid never flushed. Toyota says it's lifetime fluid, and for once, they weren't lying. When a third-party shop finally dropped the pan at 290,000 just out of curiosity, the fluid was dark but clean, with no metal shavings and the magnets barely coated. The shop owner posted a video online with the caption, "I don't believe in magic, but this truck is magic." That video currently has 4 million views. Now here's the business reality that dealerships don't want you to hear. Toyota is losing money on every one of these $25,000 pickups. Not because the truck is expensive to build, it's not thanks to shared Corolla parts, but because they could have priced it at $32,000 and still sold every single unit. Instead, they chose to make a loss leader statement. Why? Because they need to kill the narrative that affordable, reliable vehicles are dead, and they also need to bank regulatory credits from that 52 miles per gallon rating so they can keep selling V6 Tacomas and Tundras without paying fines. In other words, the Corolla pickup exists so your neighbor can still buy a gas-guzzling V8, but that doesn't make the little truck any less brilliant. It just means you're getting a screaming deal on the back of corporate loopholes. Take the win. What about rust, the eternal enemy of every Toyota truck fan? The composite bed solves that entirely. No steel to rot. The frame is coated in a new wax-based sealer that Toyota tested in Canadian winters for 3 full years. And the control arms are now bolted, not welded, so when one finally wears out at 400,000 miles, you can replace it in your driveway with a socket set and a YouTube tutorial. This thing was designed by people who clearly hate planned obsolescence. You can feel it in every cheap but functional plastic clip, every exposed bolt that's easy to reach, every wiring harness that uses standard connectors instead of proprietary garbage. It's almost like Toyota remembered that cars used to be tools, not status symbols. But I can already hear the skeptics in the comments. It's underpowered. The interior is too basic. It's not a real truck because it doesn't have a ladder frame. To that, I say, go drive one, because what you'll actually discover is that 140 horsepower is plenty when you're only hauling 2,800 pounds of truck plus 800 pounds of cargo. The electric motor gives you instant torque off the line, so it feels peppy up to 40 miles per hour. And the lack of sound deadening isn't a flaw, it's a feature. You hear the engine, the road, the world outside. It reminds you that you're driving a machine, not sitting in a sensory deprivation pod. Some people hate that. Those people should buy a Lexus. The rest of us will enjoy knowing exactly what every noise means because there are no fake engine sounds pumped through the speakers. Now let's talk about the used market for a moment, because this is where the story gets genuinely weird. 3-year-old examples with 60,000 miles are currently selling for $23,000. That's only $2,000 less than a new one. In a normal car market, that's insane. In this market, it's a sign that people have realized this truck will outlast their mortgage. Rental car companies are buying them by the thousand. Municipalities are replacing old Ford Rangers with them. Even Amazon bought 500 for last mile delivery in dense cities. Why? Because the total cost of ownership over 10 years is lower than any other vehicle on the road, including electric cars once you factor in battery replacement. Yes, even cheaper than a Tesla. Do the math yourself. 52 miles per gallon hybrid, no repairs, high resale value. It's unbeatable. And yet Toyota almost didn't build it. Internal debates went on for 2 years. Executives argued that compact pickups don't sell in America because we only want big trucks. But then the Ford Maverick sold 500,000 units, and Hyundai's Santa Cruz found a loyal following, and suddenly everyone realized that small trucks are back. Toyota's version just happens to be the most boringly reliable one ever made. There's no gimmick here. No flying drone landing pad or refrigerated glove box. Just a steering wheel, 4 wheels, a bed, and an engine that refuses to die. That's the most rebellious thing any car company has done in a decade. So where does this leave the competition? Ford is scrambling to make the Maverick Hybrid more reliable after early recalls. Hyundai is quietly testing a smaller, cheaper Santa Cruz. and Stellantis, they're still trying to figure out why anyone would buy a small truck when they could buy a lifted Jeep Gladiator for 60 grand. But here's the real threat. What if Toyota puts this powertrain into a small van, or a retro-styled hatchback, or a two-seat utility vehicle? The same 52 miles per gallon, zero repair formula could spread across an entire lineup of affordable, no-nonsense machines. And if that happens, the auto industry will have no choice but to follow, because nobody can compete with 300,000 miles and zero repairs at $25,000. That's not a product, that's a revolution. And speaking of revolutions, the very first customer to hit 500,000 miles is just 18 months away at current driving rates. That truck is currently in Arizona, hauling landscaping supplies 6 days a week. The owner's name is Carlos, and he already told Toyota he won't sell it back no matter what they offer. He wants to see 1 million miles. And honestly, I wouldn't bet against him, because the only thing more impressive than a compact pickup that never breaks is the person who refuses to stop driving it. So stay tuned, because in about 2 years, we might be filming a very different video. Toyota's 1 million mile Corolla pickup still on original spark plugs. Don't laugh, it could happen, and if it does hit 1 million miles on original spark plugs, do you know what that means for you, the average driver? It means you could buy this truck new today, drive it to work every single day for the next 25 years, and the only things you'd ever replace are tires, wiper blades, and maybe a 12-volt battery. That's not ownership, that's a one-time purchase of transportation for the rest of your working life. Calculate that cost per mile. On a $25,000 truck that lasts 300,000 miles with zero repairs, you're already at 8 cents per mile just for the vehicle. Add fuel at 6 cents per mile, insurance at 2 cents, and you're driving for 16 cents a mile total. Compare that to a new $50,000 electric SUV that needs a $12,000 battery at 150,000 miles. Your little Toyota actually becomes the financially sane choice. In 2026, that sentence feels like science fiction, but let's get real about availability, because this is where the frustration starts. Toyota is only building 50,000 of these compact pickups per year for the North American market. That sounds like a lot until you realize Ford sells 700,000 F-Series trucks annually. 50,000 units means every dealer gets maybe 5 or 6 trucks per year. Most are already spoken for months before they arrive. I've talked to customers who put down deposits in October of last year and still don't have a delivery date. The secondary market is filled with flippers asking 30 grand for a base model with floor mats and nothing else. And Toyota's official response? We are monitoring demand. That's corporate speak for we don't want to build a dedicated factory for this niche product. So if you want one, your best bet is to find a small rural dealer who doesn't have a wait list, call them every single week, and be ready to drive 500 miles with a cashier's check. Or wait 2 years for production to ramp up, or just buy used and accept that you'll pay nearly new prices for a truck with 40,000 miles already on it. None of those options feel good, but all of them still make more sense than buying anything else in the same price bracket. Now here's a detail that almost no reviewer mentions. The rear suspension is a torsion beam, not independent. On paper, that sounds terrible. In reality, it's brilliant for a compact pickup because it leaves more room for the hybrid battery under the floor, keeps the bed floor low for easy loading, and eliminates the complex multi-link joints that wear out over time. Yes, you'll feel potholes more than you would in a Honda Civic, but you know what you won't feel? A $1,200 rear suspension rebuild at 150,000 miles. The torsion beam has exactly 4 bushings total. Replace them in an afternoon for 60 bucks. That's the kind of engineering that only makes sense if you plan to keep a vehicle for longer than a lease term. Most car journalists drive a new car every week. They don't care about 300,000 mile durability. You should. Let's talk about the interior again, because I glossed over something important. The seats are fabric, not the cheap fabric that pills after a year, but a heavy-duty mesh similar to what you'd find in a commercial work van. Spills beat up, mud brushes off, dog hair vacuums out in 30 seconds, and the floor, no carpet, just rubber mats with deep channels that trap sand and snow melt. You could literally hose out the cabin if you had to. The door panels are hard plastic with exposed screws. The dashboard has a single 7-inch screen for the backup camera and basic audio, but all climate controls are physical knobs that you can operate with gloves on. This is not a nice interior. It's not supposed to be. It's an interior designed to be ignored for 300,000 miles while you focus on work, family, or adventure. And somehow, that honesty feels more luxurious than any quilted leather dashboard that will crack and peel by year 5. What about safety? Because a lightweight, cheap truck sounds like a death trap in a collision, right? Wrong. The Corolla pickup uses the same TNGAC platform as the standard Corolla, which scored Top Safety Pick Plus from the IIHS. The bed is designed to crumple in a specific way that absorbs energy before it reaches the cab, and the hybrid battery sits low and center, so the truck is actually less likely to roll over than a traditional body-on-frame pickup. You get 8 airbags standard, including a driver's knee airbag and rear side airbags. Adaptive cruise control and lane keeping assist are included on every trim because Toyota decided that safety shouldn't be an option. The only thing missing is a giant blind spot warning light in the mirror. Instead, you get a small yellow icon. It works. It's just not flashy. Again, function over flash. Now, I need to address the elephant in the room. Towing with a hybrid, the electric motor helps you get moving, but sustained uphill towing will drain the battery quickly, leaving you with just the 140 horsepower gas engine. That's why Toyota caps towing at 1,500 pounds. But here's the loophole. The payload capacity is 1,200 pounds. That means you can carry more weight in the bed than you can pull behind it. So if you're hauling a motorcycle, put it in the bed. 3 dirt bikes? Get a small trailer and keep the load balanced. A pop-up camper? Perfect. A pontoon boat? Absolutely not. The smart owners have figured out that this truck excels at carrying, not pulling. And for 90% of people, carrying is what they actually need. How often do you tow a boat? Be honest, most truck owners tow something twice a year. The rest of the time, they're just commuting with an empty bed. The Corolla pickup acknowledges that truth and builds a machine around it. And yet, despite all these strengths, there's a vocal group of haters who say the truck is boring. No turbo whoosh, no fake engine noises, no launch control. To them I say, go watch a video of a Lamborghini getting its 15,000 mile service. That's a $7,500 bill for oil changes and spark plugs. This Toyota, you can do the 15,000 mile service yourself for $40 in 20 minutes. Boring is the point. Boring is what lets you save money for a house, a vacation, your kids' college. Boring is what makes 52 miles per gallon possible without fragile hybrid complexity. Boring is the reason that 300,000 mile truck still drives like it did on day one. So if you want excitement, buy a sports car as a second vehicle. But for the machine that gets you to work every single morning, rain or shine, for the next decade, boring is the most exciting thing in the world. Now here's where the future gets interesting. Toyota has confirmed that the Corolla pickup's powertrain will appear in a new small van for the European market in 2027, but unofficially, engineers have hinted at a plug-in hybrid version with 70 miles per gallon equivalent and 40 miles of electric range. That version would crush the competition instantly. Imagine a truck that costs $0 to drive for your daily commute, then seamlessly switches to hybrid mode for road trips. No range anxiety, no charging station drama, just plug it in at home like a phone and forget about gas stations for weeks at a time. The only reason Toyota hasn't announced it yet is battery supply constraints. But when those constraints ease, probably in 2028, the plug-in version will arrive. And when it does, the used market for the current hybrid will stay strong because even the old version gets 52 miles per gallon and never breaks. That's not obsolescence. That's a permanent asset.